it seems. The Warriors taking on the Atlanta Hawks for the final time this year. Brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. A hardwood classic night. Favorite uniforms in NBA history. And this team making history. Already playoff bound. A major challenge with Atlanta this evening. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett. And the Warriors 42 straight in this building. Coming off a great road trip. But no Steph Curry, no Andre Iguodala. It's a major challenge tonight.
It really is. Yes, it's in jeopardy. The rest of the team has to come forth. You know, Sean Livingston will start. So he's got to think he's the best basketball player on the floor. And players off the bench are going to get a lot of minutes. That's the challenge.
So speaking of challenges, the Warriors' January and February was a daunting road-heavy schedule. They survived 17 of 24 on the road. Now, Jim, 17 of 24 at home, and they're ready for the finishing kick.
It's got to be a huge psychological advantage when you're undefeated at home, and that's just going to give you more impetus to keep that record intact. Two more, they will tie that record. I know they would like to get 45 straight wins at home.
The Warriors have played 2 games without Stephen Curry. They're 1-1 in those games. But Klay Thompson is an all-star. Don't forget that. And in the last 5, Klay has been incredible. He will find the points. He'll be the go-to guy. He'll shoulder the load without his tag team partner.
Well, throughout his career, up and down a little bit, he tries to find consistency. And over the last 5 games, all wins, he's found that consistency. Shooting from the outside, getting to the basket, making plays. A huge three-point play here to keep them in contention in Oklahoma City.
27 a game the last 5. You know about the threes. He's getting to the line, and they'll need all of that tonight.
Well, when you're talking about Andre Iguodala being absent and Stephen Curry, who's averaged nearly 44 points a game over the last 4 games, it's going to be a challenge for Klay Thompson. He knows that pressure. He thrives on that kind of pressure. You're also going to have to get Draymond Green shooting the ball better again, and I'm looking for a nice bounce back from Harrison Barnes. All those factors, and they've got to play a complete game.
Everyone in a city jersey has to score. How do you replace 44 points a game Steph has had in the last week? Draymond Green, you know the defense, the assists, the rebounding, the leadership. The other all-star will have to kick in. Warriors and Hawks are on the way. Greg and Saint back in the studio right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
big challenge tonight, trying to extend the home winning streak to 43 minus the league MVP and Andre Iguodala. St. Lee, how do they win this game without Steph Curry tonight?
I think Dre and Klay are going to show us the way.
Beautiful.
They're going to lead us to victory.
Which they did on New Year's Eve when we played without Steph. And the ball will probably go into Draymond Green. So you want Klay getting the shots, but you want Draymond to handle the basketball more and go inside out more tonight.
Without a doubt. And they've got a lot of mismatches. They can post up Barnes against Bazemore. They can post Livingston against the small guards, and then they're going to deal with the bigs.
You are a poet here. You're a modern-day poet. Dre and Klay must show the way. Even in the dark, St. Lee, I can't see anything. Where is the way?
It's time for tip-off. Here's Fitz and JB.
All right, Coach. Back at Oracle after 17 of 24 on the road. Good to be in the best building in the NBA. Stephen Curry will miss his 3rd game of the season. The Warriors lost to Dallas, beat Houston without him. The Xfinity starting lineup, Sean Livingston gets the start with Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Andrew Bogut. Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Kent Bazemore, Paul Millsap, and Al Horford for an Atlanta team that is playing tremendous defense as of late. And without Steph, the last 4 years, 4-8. A major challenge without Curry and Andre Iguodala tonight. So the MVP and the Finals MVP are missing.
Sean Livingston already picks up the steal, and they're going to call a jump unless they called the timeout, and it is a jump. Well, you're talking about Thompson and Stephen Curry averaging 52.5 points between them. You got to go back a long way for someone to produce those kinds of numbers.
Well, Curry, when you think of 175 points, the last 4 games, you got to go back to Jordan.
By the way,
in 92.
You got to go back to Lou Hudson and Maravich in 74 with this Atlanta Hawk team when they combined for 53.1 points per game. That's pretty good company. We'll see how it plays out. Warriors just have to take care of the ball. They've got to play good D. They've got to rebound much better than they did in Oklahoma City.
So Korver missing the three. Last road trip, Warriors beat Atlanta 102-92. That featured Atlanta coming from 23 down to actually take the lead in the third quarter, and then the Warriors had to win it in the fourth.
Atlanta will run with you.
Now Korver.
Not a good sign because he struggled all year long, 38% from threes. Klay Thompson did a superb job 10 or 12 days ago against him.
Want to welcome everybody in the NBA universe watching the game on NBA TV as Klay Thompson hits the three.
Nice answer.
Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Ross Gold on Woody at Oracle for the 53-5 Golden State Warriors. Ball Millsap. Now, the issue with Atlanta, Jim, they were right with the Warriors in the top 2 and 3 on threes a year ago. They're 21st in three-point shooting this year.
But they will launch them, and every game is different. They took 34 attempts on February 22nd. Klay Thompson, he's come out of the gate strongly.
And much of Atlanta dropping in the rankings as Korver was nearly 50% a year ago, and he's hit 38% after the 2 off-season surgeries. Millsap. Bothered by Bogut.
Well, he got a piece of it.
And Korver curling that out.
One thing about Livingston, he's not going to give you the kind of points that you would expect from Thompson or Curry. There's a little lob.
Bogut did well just to catch that.
I was going to finish on Livingston. He doesn't turn the ball over, so that's important tonight. Ball control. He does a good job with that.
You think of the defense on Teague and Schroeder is going to be critical tonight. Bazemore is fouled on the nice dive cut. Atlanta has that same passing game that San Antonio and the Warriors play. And Mike Budenholzer, 17 years sitting alongside Greg Popovich. The coach of the year, edging out Steve Kerr last season. The Warriors and the Hawks had the 2 best records in the NBA.
And they're the 2 best assist teams in the NBA. Warriors #1, this team #2.
Well, you talked about the turnovers. It's such a great point, Jim, is that Atlanta feasts in terms of points off turnovers. They're the best. So not giving away empty possessions and not fueling Atlanta's break as Bazemore hits both free throws.
They only had 13 turnovers in Atlanta to Atlanta's 18.
Klay Thompson, another three. Korver knocked that away from Livingston.
They'll push it up. They'll run with you. They're not afraid to run with the Warriors. You have to be alert. Transition defense, critical.
Millsap will draw the foul. Multi-all-star Paul Millsap. Now he was shooting. Steve Kerr is asking that. He certainly was dribbling and making a move. I like that dialogue with Leroy Richardson.
Well, I saw the shot by Livingston, and I thought he was complaining about the foul. I thought, well, you can't do that. You fouled him. I had no idea that he's going to attempt 2 free throws.
Well, tonight's Warrior game, all Warrior games on CSN, stream live at NBC Sports Live Extra app on your mobile phone or tablet. Stream the Warriors on the go. Millsap 1 out of 2. Well, as he missed that free throw, I was thinking of the tremendous philosopher Rasheed Wallace, who said, "Ball don't lie."
He was the first one to coin that, huh?
Probably not.
I don't know. It's about right. Let's see if Draymond Green can get some points tonight. It's slipped out of his hand. What if he cleaned it up?
What a phenomenal lob.
The official score may give him that.
There you go. It's an air ball shot that Livingston jammed home.
That's an alert reaction.
Now Horford has become a stretch 5, and Bogut running the floor.
It's been a long time since we've seen that.
Andrew Bogut was so good in that fourth quarter in Atlanta defensively with 4 blocks and a steal.
He's already got more points than he had in the game.
There you go.
They need it tonight. I think they're cognizant of that.
Millsap from the baseline. Livingston the rebound in motion. Draymond has been struggling. What a good sign. 0 for 8 at OKC. triple, and the building explodes. Timeout Atlanta. Without the MVP, the Warriors open 6 of 8. 15-8 advantage. Everyone getting involved, and the other all-star is kicked in. And if Draymond's shooting comes around, the Warriors will be just fine.
This is a cat.
I'm Draymond Green, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champ.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 7 on the Hawks. The guys mentioned Klay Thompson and highlighted him earlier in the broadcast, and rightfully so. He's an NBA champ, a 2-time All-Star, and he dropped 32 points against OKC to help them get the win. But his teammate Sean Livingston said, in a way, it went unnoticed. So is Klay Thompson flying under the radar? Sean says, at times, but he's huge for our team's success. Jaron Collins says it speaks more to the brilliance of Stephen Curry's season that Klay sometimes goes under the radar, but he's always confident he's an elite player. And Klay Thompson told me it's because of team winning that you get individual recognition. So he's okay with it. Guys, is Klay flying under the radar?
I think that Steph Curry has become this mega star, Roz, but it's also Klay's personality. I think he's such about the team, and he's so confident in his own ability, but he doesn't seek the limelight necessarily. And so Butch and Sundance, Batman and Robin, whatever you want to say, Klay is an elite player. He knows it, and he knows that backcourt is the most special in the league.
He doesn't worry about the recognition. He really doesn't have an ego with all that. He's got a personal ego and a challenge to himself. He's very businesslike.
Dangerous pass. Draymond saved it. Shot clock at 3.
You got to go up.
Harrison checked it, creates space, and didn't hit iron. Against Oklahoma City, Draymond was 0 of 8. Harrison was 3 of 9. The Warriors need both of them to be clicking tonight.
Well, I love to see that three-pointer go down by Draymond Green. He had not scored a three-pointer since the loss in Portland. That's 6 games ago, and he'd been 0 for 12. So good time to bring it out tonight.
He had Bogut bothering him. Shot clock at 7. Millsap knocked away and off his leg. Haywood Workman needed to help Leroy Richardson there. Who'd this ball go off of?
We'll get a good look here.
It went off of Millsap's leg.
Went right off his thigh. And did not cost him.
Klay doubled.
That's the way to get out of pressure quickly.
Oh, how did that pass get through? Harrison Barnes unable to finish.
Because Korver did not have his eyes on the ball. That's why you should always see the ball. Strong side and weak side. That would have been a turnover.
Bogut, the overplay and the steal. Andrew will start the break. And Bazemore nearly picked his pocket.
He read that. He saw it coming.
When we say Atlanta's been playing defense, and the Warriors are going to be defensive in their own right.
Well, they didn't expect Bogut to read that play and come out so aggressively.
Against Chicago, Atlanta holds the Bulls to 36% shooting. Against Charlotte, holds them to 33% shooting. The Hawks are locking teams up.
Harrison never beat his man there.
Draymond off iron, and Livingston the rebound. For the Warriors, the activity level good. Klay Thompson with a foul.
Warriors foul charge. First personal, third team.
Well, he held Kyle Korver to 2 points, 1 field goal in Atlanta. And Korver played 30 minutes.
Mike Muscala checking in.
Along with Cephalosha.
Thabo Cephalosha, the outstanding defender. Millsap went to hammer it down, and Bogut called for the foul.
Warriors foul. Charge to Andrew Bogut, first personal, fourth team foul. There you go, 2 shots. For ball, Millsap.
This is a very aggressive dunk attempt. Didn't back down, didn't shy away from anything. Millsap. Andrew challenged it. A little bit of contact.
I love the Paul Millsap story. You think of leading the NBA or NCAA in rebounding for 3 years. Out of Louisiana Tech, a little under the radar for NBA scouts. But there was a scout named Karl Malone.
Yes.
Said, you might want to take a look at the guy at my former school. He's pretty good.
Well, they picked him up right near the end of round 2 back in 06. He was the number 47 pick, and he's been a jewel.
I think if you're a GM and the mailman says a guy can rebound, you might want to take a look at him.
You can see the defense of Atlanta extends way beyond the three-point line.
Clay, very tough runner there. Livingston, a fresh 24. Draymond attacking. You see the Hawks are rotating beautifully, with the Warrior passing better that trip down.
Well, the Hawks are making it very difficult to get penetration and get all the way to the hoop.
We have an offensive foul.
Muscala underneath. And there's the ball move, the skip pass. You start to drive. You see Millsap come in, Muscala. They've got to make the extra pass, and Livingston kicks in with a nice little floater.
That's great team defense in that they don't have a real shot blocker. The Warriors are playing the defense of their own. Don't forget the Warriors are top 3 defensively. Oh, Clay is okay. He slipped. And that's where you hurt a groin.
First time this evening, number 5, Maurice.
Let's watch the edge of the shoe. Yep, he just slides on that. He gets caught. Not on the rubber, but on that little plastic area.
And he's not a hockey goalie, so that kind of splits could be unfun. So Ian Clark and Mo Spates getting the early playing time. Warriors will need the whole roster tonight. Play double.
It is smothering. That's too many passes in it. You've got to try to complete the play. If you're within 4 or 5 feet of the basket, take the shot yourself.
Incredibly impressed with Atlanta's D.
That timeout helped him.
Ian Clark, good pressure. Shot clock at 9. Scala had picked up the dribble. Shot clock at 4. Mo Spates, quick hands. Millsap, look what I found. And sometimes the bounce of the ball.
We'll see what Ian Clark can do. Didn't get a lot of minutes on the road. So this is, again, opportunity.
Need his shooting, and he shot it over iron.
He was deceptively quick.
Time to tee it up. And Millsap the rebound. Korver on the reload, and that's a problem. Kyle Korver, he's got 5. Atlanta's shooting only 33%, but they're right in the game because of their stifling D.
Well, it was 15-8 at the timeout.
Klay Thompson off iron.
Atlanta's got a lot of confidence right now.
Muscala misfiring.
They've got a lot of confidence, and their defense has brought them back into the game.
And they know in a 9-day period they've played the world champs very well. So the Hawks are not intimidated by the Warriors. Timeout on the floor with 3:52 remaining in the first. Warriors up a deuce. Warrior lead at 2 with 3:52 remaining in the first. Our Rams shots of the game. Stephen Curry is hitting from distance. That has to be seen to be believed. He did it in Miami, half court in Orlando. He may have made a shot from deep that you might remember. Oh, that was to beat Oklahoma City from 37 feet. Our Rams shots of the game. And from distance, Steph Curry outside of 30 feet is 11 for 22. The rest of the NBA, 8%. 56 for 688.
Not a bad ratio for the young man. Over the last 4 games, averaging 43.8, 61% shooting from 2 field goals, 2-point, and from 3 as well.
That's the shot Mo Spates has to knock down. The Warriors began 6 of 8. They're 1 of 9 since. Tim Hardaway Jr. checking in, along with Mike Scott, Thabo Cephalosha, Dennis Schroeder, and Paul Millsap. Scott can hit threes.
Well, now they've outscored the Warriors 10-2 since that timeout when it was 15-8 and the Warriors up. And it's when you get really good defense, suffocating defense, somehow your offense kind of kicks in.
Draymond, you said make the play yourself.
He used Atlanta's own men there to get an advantage. Just run them in together. That's the first time the Warriors have had a clean look all the way to the hoop.
Schroeder was a problem in Atlanta, and so the defense for Ian Clark is critical. Draymond is the backup point guard right now, Jim.
Watch what happens on a drive here. See, Millsap runs into his own man. Ran right into Schroeder. And that was a good recognition from Draymond Green. And he did play that like a guard. I'm smiling because that was one of the best things you could ever do. A lot of times you catch the defense not being aware.
So for the Warriors, already over the limit. Atlanta's been called for 1 foul so far. So the foul line has been an issue. The free throws are 8-0 favoring the visitor.
Well, they come out ready to play. Yeah, they're doing the aggressive team.
Now, this team is playing well and is going to be a major challenge. Beautiful pocket pass. And Draymond the finish.
Okay, what they're doing. The Warriors offensively are now meeting the pressure with back cuts. Okay, you overplay, we'll make you pay for it. Work it to your advantage.
Millsap. More free throws as Atlanta continues to attack inside.
A lot of passing tonight, both teams, and it's necessary if you're going to score in this game.
That becomes an important whistle, Jim, because that's Clay's second foul, and the Warriors cannot have him be sidelined with foul issues through the game.
He's got to play 35 minutes tonight. But this kind of defense, both teams, it will challenge your offense. It's going to test both ends.
Renew those Warriors season tickets by March 17th and get all the exclusive access you've enjoyed and the ability to secure playoff tickets before anyone else. I will tell you, there's 22,500 people on the waiting list. If you don't renew your season tickets, they will be gone in a second.
I'll bring it.
But March 17th is the day. Millsap splitting free throws.
Schroeder's very, very quick. The defender there.
Barbosa in for Clay.
They double every pick and roll, and that's the escape valve. Perfectly done.
You see, Draymond, he leads the team in assists. The Warriors have 14 points in the paint. Atlanta, none right now. Draymond with the defense. And the running Ian Clark is fouled.
Ooh, that is some kind of collision.
I hope everybody's all right.
Oh, you could hear that.
Atlanta foul charge.
This was not good for either player.
First team foul inside the last 2 minutes.
Ian Clark will shoot 2, and he is up.
He got hit in the groin. Schroeder just got there a little late, lost his balance. And unfortunately just crashed in to Ian Clark.
That's
a tough one.
That's an ouch all the way around. And Ian dropping in the free throw.
Schroeder also, that could crack your head back and hurt your neck a little bit.
Ian Clark, without Barbosa, played so well for that stretch of games, just like Brandon Rush filled in for the injured Harrison Barnes. And the Warriors have that depth, and it'll be tested tonight. Schroeder, the high arcing shot. Draymond tried to tip to an open spot. Korver barely in his hands. Brandon Rush will track it down.
Draymond knows he's got to be the team leader now.
Brandon, nice delivery. And Spates is fouled. That was a clever pass by Brandon Rush.
Excellent. The double team on the pick and roll. This is 2 possessions ago. Let's draw ahead right here. We're going to run it ahead. We're going to stop it here. See, we got 2 men there. Slip to the basket, and that's what you get. And Draymond knows it. He picks up the dribble to make sure the pass is going to be there, and that's executed perfectly.
And the middle's wide open because you have Ian Clark and Brandon Rush on either side, three-point shooters, and so Atlanta's got to honor them at the arc.
Well, I'll tell you, that play develops so fast, and that's the way it's got to be offensively. When they're going to blitz like that, they're going to double team. I don't think it would have mattered anyway, and those are quick hitters. Draymond's basketball IQ, and he's averaging over 7 assists tonight. His learning curve is going upward very fast.
Leading the NBA in triple-doubles. Draymond may have to get that tonight. Mike Scott scoring from the baseline. You see, Draymond is the ball handler. He's the backup point guard. Is firing on the jumper there. And that's not only Stephen Curry, but you're missing Iguodala. He's your secondary ball handler and the leader of the reserve unit. Horford sent away by Spates. Barbosa, and we've got the whistle. What a block with a weak side help from Big Mo.
Atlanta foul, target 36 Kyle Korver, first personal.
Well, not exactly perfect defense when you're back to the player there, but this is a terrific block coming over the back of his own teammate. Timed perfectly. Mo Spates loves that. Everybody thinks he only plays offense, and that's true most of the time.
I just got such a kick. As Iguodala's talking to Clay about those 2 fouls, but being with Mo's family when we were in Miami and Orlando.
Yes.
And I know they're staying up late back in Florida and watching the game, and that's one who'll bring mom and dad off the sofa when they see their son send one away like that. Mo buckets turned into no buckets right there defensively. Mike Scott, and you can't leave him. And he was a big reason why Atlanta was such a great three-point shooting team last year. So Scott already with 8 off the bench.
I like his game. Another second rounder they got.
Andrew somehow got it away. Brandon Rush, feet set, 3 down.
And we've had a couple of passes, skip passes, go lazily across the defense, and Atlanta was just caught unaware. It should have been a couple turnovers, and they've cashed in. This is that quickness of Sherman.
Brandon Rush, first man to the ball, beating the buzzer. That was online and just didn't go.
Good alert play.
The Warriors hold Atlanta to 37% shooting. They get scoring up and down the roster. Draymond leads the way with 7. No Curry, no Iguodala. And after the first 12 minutes, it's still the Warriors leading by 6.
I'm Stephen Curry, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Beginning the second quarter at Oracle, Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett. Rouse Gold on Wood with you. Warriors up 6. Brandon Rush off iron. Kent Bazemore will track down the rebound. So Mo Spates, Livingston, Barbosa, Brandon Rush, Harrison Barnes. Bazemore, Horford, Hardaway with Schroeder and Mike Scott. Well played first quarter both ways, but the Warrior D was the story. Barbosa laying it in, and we check in with Ross.
Coach Kerr was pleased with the efforts of his team without Steph Curry and Andre Iguodala in that first quarter. He said it was a great quarter. We're defending our hearts out. We've just got to keep defending the three-point line. That's the only place they've hurt us so far.
Yeah, both teams 4 of 9 in that first quarter. Well, the Warriors were very good the first 4 minutes, and then Atlanta kind of took over, went on that run. But then the Warriors responded. They kind of woke up to what was going to be necessary to have a win tonight, and they responded extremely well at both ends.
First home minutes for Anderson Varejao. Getting a nice Oracle welcome.
He's another second rounder. Another 30 pick. That was when there weren't 30 teams in the league back in 2004. Here's a nice addition here.
Shot clock at 7. Livingston face-up jumper. Varejao the follow. Schroeder. That's an air ball. Varejao came to close out. Jim, tell me the mindset. You said a reserve player. You know Steph and Andre are out to be excited because there'll be opportunity. What I like is that some of that excitement is shown up on the defensive end. Guys are really guarding and exerting energy on both ends of the floor.
Well, if they're not going to play defense, Steve Kerr is going to make a substitution, so they know that. And this team, as they say, it's a deep team, so they're on the same page with everybody.
Barbosa.
He knows the opportunity tonight. I love the way a moment ago he just buried his head and went to the basket. Now he takes it from the perimeter.
Horford. Al Horford is a special player.
Well, I tell you, I love that body that he has. He's got a small waist. He is trim. He's got a perfect basketball body and physique.
Barbosa. The Brazilian blur with a heat check as he's got 9 off the bench.
You want to be a game changer when you come into the game off the bench. And certainly, he's probably the biggest game changer they have off the bench for the Warriors. He can score in bunches.
Shot clock at 7. High screen roll with Schroeder. Varejao gapped him, but Schroeder able to hit. When you see Hardaway Jr. and Horford, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, 4 NBA fathers with 4 NBA sons. Amazing. Different generations changing hands in the NBA.
That is a terrific pass from Varejao. He had to wait as Sean Livingston was cutting through. The timing. So you can't throw it there, and just kind of loops it because he saw that the defender was not looking. Bazemore did not have his eyes on the ball.
Steve Kerr is going to use a timeout. 9:14 remaining in the first half. LB with the 3. And Klay Thompson saying, look at us at the off-guard spot.
Introducing me.
The Warriors seated to get listed.
Warrior lead at 9. So good to see Oracle again after all the road games. The McDonald's true story is beyond remarkable. These are the top 10 teams in the NBA, and the Warriors have lost to none of them. 16-0, 9-0 on the road against the best the league has to offer, and finishing up that last road trip at 6-1. That's not an anomaly, because when the Warriors go on 7-game trips, well, the last 4 7-game trips, they've been 6-1 on every one of them.
They'll take it each and every year. Impressive. But, you know, the good teams will win on the road. You're a better team. Again, not looking at the ball out of bounds. Horford got caught.
Livingston well challenged by Horford. Mike Scott will track it down. That's the run out on Scott. Get him off the three-point line. Bazemore missing the 3. It was Harrison Barnes that sold out, so Scott couldn't hit the triple there. Barbosa to Barnes to lay it in.
Barnes gets on the board. 6 points for Barnes in Oklahoma City. Needs some tonight. Well, they forgot to play defense there. You've got to make sure before you switch back to your man that he is going to be covered. Didn't happen there with Teague.
Varejao with the pump fake. We'll call that a pass off the backboard.
Varejao's not going to play above the rim too often, as you can see there. He's still, as he told us, trying to get into game shape. He's got to do it on the job training.
Hardaway Jr. missing there. You know, when you think about Horford's dad, Tito, Jim, he had months where he wouldn't have a single assist. Remember that? That was always the big stat.
Yeah.
All those minutes, he was a defender, rebounder. And yet his son is a wonderful passing center.
Sets a lot of moving screens. More power to him.
Bosa knocked it away, and then Harrison Barnes reaching.
Warriors foul, shot for 2. First personal, first team.
The up and under move. And we'll call it the backboard pass. Harrison Barnes, the recipient. Saw that coming, timed it perfectly.
Chapter 3 of Book of Barnett. Leapers like to leap. What is Horford doing jumping 18 feet away as Teague hits the three?
He's the best three-point shooter at 41%. They've got 6 players that have made 50 or more threes, and then a couple more that have made 44 and 28 when you're talking about Scott and Cephalosha. So they've got a number of players that will knock it down.
Just shooting that low percentage this year.
Yeah, well,
shocking.
Korver's been at 50%.
Brandon Rush pulls the string short.
Korver's at 38%. He takes by far more threes, so it's brought to a percentage down.
Bazemore, good attacking move, and Steve Kerr will use a 22nd timeout. So Atlanta up to 45% shooting. Warriors at 49. And so after having the 11-point lead, the Hawks cut it to within 6. Warriors, though, are overcoming a bit of Klay Thompson foul issue, and they're allowing Draymond to rest here for the first 5 minutes. The NBA All-Star apparel with Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, all wearing the Western Conference All-Star jerseys. In Toronto, you can have the very same at Warriors.com with all the All-Star apparel.
Well, the Warriors have gotten 20 points off the bench already. That's pretty formidable. But then Scott has hurt them off the bench for Atlanta.
Steve Kerr's got like 10 Warriors already scoring in the game, too. And so everybody touching the ball and feeling involved thus far.
They know the sense of urgency. They know what's on the line. That is a huge record when you're talking about 42 wins in a row on your home court going back to January 15th of last year.
Yeah, and the record in league history is 44 straight home wins. And while the Warriors don't get too concerned with all the records, when they get close to them,
yes,
they like to break them.
I think that's something they would really like, and that's the one you focus on. It's the one most near. See how far Bergeron had to come out just to catch the ball beyond the three-point line. That's how much challenge in your game.
Draymond back in. Harrison Barnes in traffic, and he is fouled.
He's got to learn, if there's that much traffic, as you mentioned, don't put the ball on the floor. Just get it out of there and do something else.
Part of the coaching message to the Warriors after being out-rebounded by 30 in Oklahoma City. Harrison's got to be a factor on the glass. Clay's got to be a factor on the glass. It can't just be Bogut and Draymond all the time.
Fortunately, there was a team that has been the worst rebounding team in the league this year.
Klay Thompson missing there. And you see the Warriors work the offensive glass. Barnes another one.
That's the way to clean it up, bring it out.
Livingston can't connect, and Bazemore out of the pack.
Covered the three-point line very fast there.
Draymond anticipating brilliantly. Klay in the middle of the break. Barnes the finish.
Steals, get you the runouts, and get you the man advantage.
Don't forget that Draymond Green is first team all defense. He saw the play, he sniffed it out, he came up with a steal.
Always see the ball, and I love this bounce pass.
That's the way to finish the break. Defense leading to offense. Timeout Atlanta with the Warriors up 8. Warrior lead at 8, and we get the distinct pleasure of watching Steph Curry every game. Well, the Ford right choice, Curry's performance at Oklahoma City had the league talking about him electronically. I love Magic Johnson. Steph has a chance to be the most exciting player ever. Talking about someone who would know. And Baron Davis has it best. Stop trying to compare Steph to anybody. Shut up and enjoy the show.
Right on.
Way to go, BD. That was perfect.
That's coming off games, though. Starting against Atlanta here on the 22nd, Bazemore gets a 3, where Steph got 36 in 36 minutes, and then he gets 42 in 34 minutes against Miami. Then he comes back with the 51 Orlando in 34 minutes, and then he comes up with 46 OKC and 12 threes. Back-to-back double-digit threes. But enough of that. Warriors now protect the 5-point lead. Again.
Oh, beautiful delivery to Bogut.
You got defenders with their back to the ball. It's unbelievable. I've seen Atlanta suffer that consequences several times tonight already.
Pretty good dexterity by the big man on Bogut's finish. Bazemore missing there, but Korver sneaks in. And the Warriors fortunate. Ten Warriors have scored. And Clay with a three.
Well, that was pretty Steph-like. I'm not sure he got a good glance at the rim there. The defender came out and challenged.
Back up to the double-digit lead.
That is one heck of a finish on that shot.
Mike Scott. Warriors know to honor him at the three, and then the reach-in foul. It's only the Warriors' second team foul.
Here's the possession, Bob, we've seen several times tonight. Now you're going to see the ball comes inside. Bazemore had a look at it. Millsap did not. Never saw the ball. His back was completely.
At a prior play, Draymond saw the ball, which is why he was able to steal the ball and start that Warrior break. Mike Scott missing the three.
He's now 2 of 3. We know they better come out on Mike Scott tonight.
They started in grade school. See the man, see the ball. If you don't, the Warriors will whistle it right past your ear. Draymond lob.
I'll tell you, I love the one dribble tonight. One dribble pass, one dribble pass. That's the way to beat pressure defense. It's the way to beat a double team. One dribble.
Biggest lead of the night. Teague is fouled. Think about this, Jim. Clay leading the Warriors is one thing with 9. Bogut's 8 is your second leading scorer tonight.
There's the dribble. There's the one dribble again. And that's how you beat pressure. Essentially, double team. They made him pay the price. He had a man advantage as Draymond Green came right down the gut.
Yeah, so Barbosa and Clay, 9 each, and Bogut with 8. Teague always keeps that dribble alive. Horford with the runner. And Klay Thompson will push.
Got a trailer there. There he is.
Ian Clark, his three. And Harrison Barnes, that's a foul you can live with. That's him going after every offensive rebound. That'll be his second personal.
Missed opportunity there. They had a 4-on-3, and it was run perfectly. Just dropped the pass back to the trailer. Ian Clark just could not get it to go.
Steve Kerr's managing all the foul issues here. 2 on Ian Clark, 2 on Barnes, 2 on Bogut, 2 on Clay, and sitting Harrison right now. He doesn't want 3 or 4 on anybody with the depleted roster tonight. Draymond. Coaches chart deflections, Jim, and the Warriors have had active hands tonight.
Well, he knew where that pass was going, but he still had vision on the ball while it was going out to the corner.
Teague sent away by Bogut. Shot clock at 3. Millsap, that's a tough shot. Great Warrior defense.
Can't play it any better. If he hits it, he earned it. But Draymond right with him.
Draymond Green all the way to the rim.
They've got 56 now with a little over 3 minutes to go in this quarter. And I think Mike Budenholzer does not like that.
20-second timeout. Warriors have scored the last 9 straight. Draymond Green, 9 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, and he's been the perfect decision maker.
Well, he's found a gap in the defense right down the middle a couple of times tonight. Good awareness. Also finding time to pass the ball is Draymond Green. He's got 7 assists already tonight, so he is the floor general.
He's the floor general, and it's, as you said, either finish the play yourself, the defense comes. He's been brilliant passing the ball. The season ticket priority wait list, we talk about it, 22,500. Get on that list now and enjoy exclusive access to the best possible season ticket locations when they become available at Warriors.com or 888-GSW-HOOP, not only for Oracle, but for the Chase Center in San Francisco in 2019. excellent inside with 28 points in the paint. Cephalosha got free.
That's a pretty good number against the defense. But again, Atlanta extends their defense out to the three-point line, and the Warriors are just meeting it and meeting that pressure and dicing it up.
Klay Thompson, elbow jumper. Draymond batted it out. Klay splitting the D. Lob again.
They're making Atlanta pay the price for overextending, over-aggressive. This is a clinic tonight in that respect.
Bogut's got 10 on 5 of 5 shooting.
This is exactly what the coaches want.
And Horford just forgot the ball. The pump fake got him free, but he was so anxious he dribbled it off his leg. Mandatory timeout. 2:11 remaining in the first half. The passing of the most unselfish team in the league. Collapse, and the angry Ozzy will make you pay. The Warriors up 14.
I'm Klay Thompson, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champ.
Warrior basketball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Ring Central. Ring Central, business communications made simple. Warriors' unselfishness makes scoring simple. Best offensive team in the NBA. Our Geico Advanced Analytics at home. 42 in a row, 24-0 this year. Winning by an average of 16. The Spurs are also undefeated at home. And the last 2 seasons, 63-2 with 2 incredible winning streaks.
It's funny because one of those 2 losses still leaves a bad taste in my mouth, the Chicago one.
It's because Steph made the turnover.
They had the game won, and then they throw it to Kirk Heinrich, by the way, who just was recently acquired here. He's on the bench. In Atlanta, he's only played 2.5 minutes since he's been here, but 35-year-old. But he hit that 3, put into overtime because they had the game won.
I'm going to have to talk to Stephen Curry that he has disappointed you in that situation.
At that moment, it was.
So you think Budenholzer is a Popovich disciple? The Warriors are flowing. They're moving. They're scoring. They're up 14. Let me play Hack a Bogut and see if I can throw some concrete in the washing machine.
Ironically, Andrew Bogut, you would never expect this. You could have won a lot of money in Vegas. He was the first Warrior in double figures tonight.
Yep.
He's the only one right now with 10.
Well, they're not over the limit, so I don't know why they sent Bogut to the line. There's only 3 team fouls. They got to foul him a few more times.
You know why? Conditioned response. If they do that, you thought, okay, that's what's happening. You know, so you never look up at the clock and look at the fouls. You just say, oh, they must be doing this. Okay, well, isn't that funny?
You know who's counting the team fouls? Dave Feldman. Stat man to the stars. I just listen to David. When he tells me, that's what I say.
That's really ironic. I thought they might just keep doing it.
They're going to foul him a few more times to get the bonus. It's funny. Klay Thompson behind Bogut. Well, that's a good look at a 3. Atlanta's fortunate.
Thompson's cooled off since the early going. Hit his first 2.
Klay 3 of 9. Close out on Millsap.
I love the way Draymond stayed down on the pump fake.
And Bogut with a steal. Play this final minute 30 very smartly. You're up 14. You've controlled this second quarter. Ian Clark. It's a good look at a 3. And for Ian, who has not played much recently, he's got to keep shooting. That's his job there. There's 41% on 3s.
3 looks, all 3s, and shot an air ball, then off the back, and now off the front of the rim.
Teague is clever. Draymond stayed with him, made that a tough shot, and Teague made it anyway.
Well, you got to give him that one. Draymond Green really couldn't play it any better.
So Jeff Teague now with 7.
Against an all-star point guard.
Final minute of a very well-played first half. Draymond pulled the string short. Bazemore with the rebound in motion.
Yeah, he's a little jerky on this first move when he starts to cock that ball and get it anchored. Not as smooth as we've seen.
Teague missing there. The push ahead, Ian Clark weaving through the 2 defenders. Got his own rebound, but he did draw a foul.
If it's non-shooting, we'll be on the side. That's the 4th foul.
I'll tell you what you love about the Warriors. So Ian's missed those threes. You were talking about it. Draymond got that rebound, fired it up to him in the front court.
Hit the open man.
And for Ian, play with that aggression.
Yeah, you can't hesitate in this league.
Terrific to see James Michael McAdoo after that lengthy toe injury rehab. And hasn't played in this calendar year. And they're working so hard to get back as Clark splits the free throws.
McAdoo hasn't played since December 31st, New Year's Eve. The game at Houston. That is a long time to sit out.
Well, he only plays a game Steph Curry misses. Horford hitting there. So the final 8 seconds with the shot clock off. Warriors want to take that last shot. Maintain the double-digit lead heading into halftime. Draymond at 2. McAdoo is smothered. And that will do it for the half. So an 11-point lead at the break. Looking for 43 wins in a row at home. Doing it without the MVP and the Finals MVP. With a lot of guys in gold having a very good half of basketball. Leandro Barbosa with 9, Draymond with 9, and Bogut with 10. And Raz has Leandro Barbosa.
Leandro, with Steph out and Andre out, what was important to starting this game off right?
Well, it's a different game. The rotation is totally different. Coach came out and said that we got to play, We know that Steph is our main guy, But we have Clay, we got Draymond, we got the bench. So we just try to bring the energy so everybody is contributing on the court the whole 48 minutes.
You mentioned different rotations out there. Andre Iguodala sometimes called the leader of the second unit. Do you take more responsibility of the second unit today?
I think everybody, everybody know that whoever is in the court, they have to have the responsibility and do well. It's an important game, and right now we're doing a great job.
All right, thanks, Leandro. Guys?
They have the 11-point lead. Leandro perfect from the field. Greg and Gary in the studio for Warrior Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. The Warriors up double digits over the Hawks.
Warriors basketball on
of the NBA.
Warriors tonight playing their first game inside Oracle since November the 20th of 2013, minus Steph Curry. And the chatter has already started on social media saying, like, the Warriors are better off without Steph Curry. But they really were very good in the first half without him. 11 guys played, 10 scored, and Draymond Green ran a little point forward. He got the ball in the post. He had 7 assists in the first half.
I just, beyond the shot making, I loved his movement of the basketball. There we've got double elbows filled with a point forward look. That's very different for this team, and I love the way their basketball IQ allows them to play this way. It's beautiful. Great defense and great execution in the half court.
How good was Andrew Bogut? How about the overplay in the wing to knock the ball away? Minus the leading scorer in the NBA, the leading scorer for the Warriors, Big Bogues with 10.
Wow.
A left-handed flush. Warriors Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box.
Halftime Report is presented.
Gotta love the energy the guys are playing with tonight, saying they're clearly trying to pick up the slack, minus the NBA MVP of last year and the Finals MVP, Steph and Andre. They played a great first half.
You got Clay in foul trouble, and look at the shot in the arm that Leandro gave you. I thought he really brought big-time energy. That's what it's going to take to get this done. Pop, is that you jumping?
Look at the vertical on this guy, Stanley. We've got to take him to the combine, maybe able to get him in the second round.
Ooh.
Warrior Halftime Live brought to you by Jack in the Box with the Warriors up 11. The Warriors defensively have been incredibly impressive, limiting Atlanta to 22 second quarter points. They've shot the ball well and only 3 turnovers, no empty possessions.
All 3 turnovers in the first quarter. They're playing a near perfect game. They played defense in the second quarter and did not put an Atlanta Hawk player on the free throw line. Terrific. How they've been successful offensively, they have met this pressure by not forcing it.
Right.
They're getting rid of the ball. One dribble pass, another dribble pass, and they're getting all those points in the paint because of their execution. It's been flawless tonight, so you can't have any slippage. They're only 11 up, but it's been just perfect basketball for the Warriors.
Atlanta has extended that defense, and the Warriors have made them pay. We are going to show you the best shot chart of the season. Right now, the KFC Nashville hot shot chart. Andrew Bogut is 5 of 5, all of them at point-blank range.
He's just been very alert. I love the breakout that he had, but they're giving him lobs because you're getting that defense out to the three-point line. They're double teaming, and Draymond Green has been perfect with his execution and being the floor general.
That is a great assist-to-turnover ratio. The points in the paint, not only threes tonight, the dunks, and the bench has responded, and you build the double-digit lead, and you're keeping Atlanta at bay. Don't know if the Warriors would have a big comeback in them, but they've managed to lead well.
I'll tell you, they've gotten great production from everyone who's played.
Halfway through with the third quarter on the way.
Tonight's game is pretty easy.
Warrior lead at 11. Get ready to start the second half. Moments ago, our Roz Gold Onwude got up with Warrior assistant Jaron Collins.
Coach Collins, 16 assists, only 3 turnovers. With Steph and Andre out, how important is ball movement and also being efficient in this game?
Well, you hit the nail right on the head. Look, we've got to be able to move the basketball, share it. You know, it's not on one individual to make up all those points that are out of the lineup. We just got to distribute the basketball and just take open shots, and we're doing a really good job of executing.
Someone else who's doing a good job of that, Draymond Green. And after all of the scrutiny he's faced coming into this game, he's already on triple-double watch. What stands out to you about the way he's responded?
Draymond's playing like a point forward out there right now. He's calling plays. He's calling his own number a couple times with some of the double high screens. But he's doing a really good job of facilitating and then, you know, getting Bogey involved with those alley-oops and just using his thrust to the rim. And you know, we're just trying to take advantage of his penetration right now, so he's doing a good job.
All right, thanks, Coach. Thanks.
Draymond has been brilliant. Klay Thompson misfiring there as we begin the second half.
The defense has at times been suffocating, and they're really focusing on Klay Thompson now after he made his first 2. As we know from Atlanta game, this is not out of reach.
No.
You got to play a near perfect game because that's what the Warriors have done in the first half.
You almost get the feeling the Warriors need to keep managing the lead, Jim. I don't know if they have a comeback in them tonight. If Atlanta were to retake the advantage.
Well, Sean Livingston could not chase the ball down because he was being held. He just gave up. He said, I hope I just get the call. And he did. There's a good look.
And that's the one that Klay's normally going to knock down, but he's 3 of 11.
And that means that he's 1 of his last 9.
Shot clock at 17. Trying to dump it back out. Horford's taken over 130 threes, and he gets the shooter's roll.
They've taken more threes than the Warriors, and now they've made 1 more than Golden State tonight. Where they are.
Draymond and Bogut with Klay, Livingston, and Harrison Barnes. Livingston post up. Now on the repost. I know he can shoot over Teague.
Teague did a good job. Stayed with him there. Bothered him.
Bazemore, Millsap, Korver, Teague, and Horford. And Atlanta with the initiative coming out of halftime.
Like you see Livingston come alive here a little more with his offense. It's been 10 games, 8 games actually, since he's been in double digits.
Teague will get a running start. And Draymond waited on him. Draymond trying to get Klay going, but he missed the layup.
He went with the left hand, surprisingly so. This is when the Warriors have been the best, when they make a steal, play a little defense, and get out and have an advantage. Half court has been pretty much of a struggle, although they did get some hoops inside, Draymond, and the lobs to Bogut.
That play's going to bother Klay. He's still shaking his head on that layup.
I think he thought Draymond was going to finish.
Korver, he didn't miss those wide open threes often.
You got to run with Draymond. He's going to push it.
getting into rhythm. He missed the layup, but could have guaranteed he was going to hit his next shot.
Early offense. All of his makes, 4 of them, have been threes.
Millsap bothered at the iron, and what a rebound by Millsap.
Andrew Bogut thought he got pulled down on it. You got to play through it. This is a pretty aggressive Atlanta Hawk team tonight.
Play again, another 3.
Moving without the ball. Setting his man up, coming off the screen, popping out. He's got 5 of the Warriors' 8 made threes tonight.
Millsap again, Bogut the rebound. Draymond in the middle of everything. Clay's hit 2 threes in a row. Whole Hawks defense hounding him and forcing the steal. Only the Warriors' 4th turnover of the game. Korver again.
For Korver, his second 3. Made 1 hoop in Atlanta about 10 days ago.
You have to make more threes than the Warriors to beat them. And Atlanta staying right with them. 8 made threes for each team. Klay Thompson missing. Barnes couldn't quite follow it in, but he does earn the extra possession.
I'm surprised he just didn't dunk it.
Harrison behind Bogut.
Well, that's a play where he's got to finish, okay? He could take that one little step there to the rim.
We've got a foul as Korver missed the shot, but Horford was knocked down setting the screen. And so Draymond's going to pick up his second. It's not on the shot, it's on the man setting the screen, so no free throws. As we say, Draymond 4 technicals away from being suspended. So he can have a little dialogue and then he's got to dissipate. 16 T's, you're suspended for a game. And he's at 12 right now, leaving the NBA in technicals. Got to be careful here.
He's talking to Leroy Richardson.
I mean, Leroy's allowed a lot of dialogue.
Yes, he has.
Horford, great mid-range shooter, but missing there short. Clay has become a volume shooter here at 5 of 16. Millsap very skilled. Bogut helping out Draymond. Bazemore for 3. Livingston, very clever dribbling. Feet set. Draymond, long and strong.
He banged that off the board.
Either team find the touch now. Millsap barely ticking iron. Which team can play better D? Both teams are shooting 42%.
The Warriors look a little winded right now, by the way.
Steve Kerr is going to use the timeout. 6:44 remaining in the third. The lead hanging there at 7, but nobody able to hit a shot.
Hi, everybody. Dave Feldman with this Sportsnet Central update. Coming up after Warriors postgame live. In our Giants Confidential, an exclusive one-on-one with the skipper, Bruce Bochy. He will talk about the rotation, the expectations for this season. They are great. And Matt Duffy's development, what he means to this team. Also an injury update on Hunter Pence. All that when we see you after Warriors postgame live. But for now, let's go back to Roracle and Roz and JB and Fitz.
All right, Feldy.
We think you're great.
Big Smooth. Smoothie is here. Huge Warrior fan, Dwayne Kuiper. His call for the Oklahoma City game when Curry shoots it high, he shoots it deep, and we are out of here.
I like that. I like that very much. All right. Warriors have to get things going here. That's a good timeout.
And the lob to Bogut.
Nicely called by Steve Kerr out of that timeout.
No, I love Kipe, Kruk and Kipe, along with Fleming and John Miller. Cannot wait for Giants season. Going to piggyback right on top of this great Warrior year. Horford Horford puts you in jeopardy, Jim. You go out on him, he'll drive by you, you lean off him, he can hit that mid-range.
Yeah, Bogut's focusing and concentrating him tonight. He did not like that he got scored upon.
Bogut's doing some scoring of his own.
Oh, I love the patience of Livingston. Just aching for Andrew Bogut to see the opening, and he did. Perfectly timed.
Well, Bogut 14, 7 of 7. Draymond deflection. Managing that lead. Up 6 at the end of one, 11 at halftime. All the points in the paint. That time, a little discombobulated in such a short space area.
3 turnovers first quarter, 0 the second, 3 already. Just about half a quarter here in the third.
And with both teams shooting 43%, you can't have empty possessions. You got to get shot attempts.
That's why it was critical in the first half. 39 shot attempts from Atlanta to the Warriors 50.
Yep.
It's a difference.
Livingston, good defense. Play in full flight. Dropped it to Barnes to lay it up and in.
Nice job there. Because essentially Clay made it a 2-on-1. Really took it all the way as far as he could without finishing.
And Millsap is fouled.
Turnovers. The Hawks have been a little sloppy here. Now Clay senses that he's got a 2-on-1 there, and he just made the lone defender play him to make it easier for Harrison. Harrison did a nice job protecting the ball on the pursuing defender.
On Livingston's defense, it's something you always say, Jim. Give ground and don't reach. You know, he moved his feet and moved back and then forced the turnover, but it wasn't a slap foul or something like that. It was a good play by Sean.
Yeah, I just hate to try to reach for a steal out on the court because you don't move your feet. Move your feet first, get that position, and then you're able to defend.
So Bogut will get the rest right now. McAdoo checks in. Millsap hits both free throws. Draymond is your backup point guard. Running the team. Clay missing the 3. And Korver will push. Klay Thompson, 5 of 17. And yet the Warriors are still up 9.
Well, he's sensing that they need his scoring tonight with Stephen out. That's evident by the field goal attempts.
Shot clock at 5. It's Schroeder on the switch. Millsap in the lane with the runner. And Ian Clark pushes. Going right at Korver. Having it blocked. McAdoo carries on. And he had it taken away.
That's one where he needs to throw it out too, like we saw Barnes in that first half. He hasn't played a long time. His timing is off.
Atlanta, second in the league in assists. They have it hopping around. Millsap. McAdoo bothering him. Knocked out of bounds to the Hawks with 3 to shoot. And they'll fix it. That's Warrior ball. Mark Davis helping out. And clearly off of Millsap there. And good work, Leroy Richardson, Mark Davis, communicating and correcting that.
He got 12 turnovers tonight, but the Warriors only have 6 points off those turnovers.
I'm enjoying the point Draymond tonight. He's doing everything. McAdoo, that's just a heck of a catch. Saved the turnover. Keep it moving inside. Atlanta playing defense of their own.
Asking a lot of James Michael McAdoo. He hasn't played in 2 months. It's going to feel strange out there for a while.
Cephalosha off the line. Mike Scott, he hit a couple threes in the first half, and Klay Thompson come back and rebound. Everybody rebound. Klay's got 5 pulls tonight. Ian Clark cannot find the range. And McAdoo soaring in.
Well, that's the strength. Playing away from the ball and finding opportunities. I don't think he wants plays called for him necessarily. He just likes to find the ball off of misses.
Hustle, rebound, play with energy. Back up to the halftime lead of 11. Atlanta takes time.
Anywhere.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 11 on the Hawks. After 3 games, Anderson Varejao told me the Warriors play beautiful basketball. With the way they move the ball, you can touch it every single possession. And Andy said he likes to screen, so it's especially motivating that if you work hard to get Steph Curry or Klay Thompson open, they'll probably make the shot. Speaking of shot making, he joins the Warriors in time to witness Steph going off against the OKC. And he told me it was crazy, amazing, and hard to believe all at the same time. He said, I'm just glad to be here. I want to fit in and help the team.
Yeah, after watching LeBron up close and personal, now you get to watch Steph. Not bad being Anderson Varejao. Mike Scott, corner 3.
Well, Varejao got the introduction on February 25th in Orlando. That was his first game. That's when Steph Curry, after 3 quarters, had 46.
Yep.
A mere 46.
Yeah, Anderson struggled in that Miami game a little bit and then played really well in the Orlando game.
Excuse me, Miami was the first.
But those high screens he was setting for Steph, as well as he was shooting it. And here come the Hawks with back-to-back threes. So Scott and Schroeder make it a 5-point game.
You're going to have to win this with defense. Neither team is shooting that well. That's very dangerous. Pass a moment ago.
Play. All that defense on him, having it knocked away.
A lot of contact, but they felt he initiated it. He got squeezed between 2 defenders.
Millsap on the post-up. Brandon Rush on the switch. And he shoots over him.
They have the confidence, a little momentum swung to Atlanta here.
A 10-2 run. It's a single possession game.
Warriors have only scored 14 in this quarter.
Shot clock at 5. Play with all that attention on him. Rises over Korver. Brandon Rush, look what I found. Offensive rebound. Draymond thought about that 3. This is the time to go to the basket if you can. You want Klay to come get it. Go to the bucket. Draymond sent away. And they're not putting too many people on the line in this quarter. Hawks have yet to be called for a foul.
He goes strongly to the rim. Let's watch the arm. I think he should have gone to the free throw line as well.
Yeah, I think that should have been the Hawks' first foul of the quarter. And it's an incredible road whistle right there.
You're right, they're letting them play.
That's an offensive foul. Schroeder warding off there.
Charge number 17, Dennis Schroeder, second personal.
So Atlanta.
Let's watch what he does.
Replacing James Michael McAdoo.
Got the right arm into the chest of Draymond. I'm surprised they even called that, just they missed the shot. Let the Warriors rebound and run. Nice thing about it, that when you're from Germany, when you speak German, you can say whatever you want. They don't know what you're saying.
He said, was that a foul? He said 9. Clark attacking. A cycle it to Brandon Rush. His 3. And Mo Spates, another possession. Mo losing it underneath and off the back of the backboard, so it's Atlanta ball out of bounds.
That collapsing defense, they're not allowing too many gaps underneath to score.
Hawks holding the Warriors to 40% shooting.
And they've gotten right back in the game.
7-second game shot clock difference. Winding down this 3rd.
Outscored the Warriors by 8 points in this quarter.
Scott losing the handle. Warriors wisely let it go out of bounds. So 8.6 to work with.
They're working for the last shot, and they don't even get a shot. That's just a little sloppy there for them.
Let me make the obvious statement. Atlanta has a foul to give. They haven't committed a foul in the quarter. Down to 5.
They should grab that now.
Draymond over Spates. Barbosa to beat the buzzer. He got it.
I'll tell you, this young man has been uplifting tonight.
They survived the third. 12 minutes for win number 43 in a row at home without Curry, without Iguodala. Up 5 heading into the fourth. Toyota game summary heading into the fourth. Atlanta, tremendous defense in that third quarter. Warriors 7 of 23 shooting. Schroeder opens up the fourth with a bucket. In the last 20 games, the Atlanta Hawks are the best defensive team in the NBA, allowing 95 points per 100 possessions. Bob, Jim, and Roz with you at Oracle.
And that rang true in quarter 3 for them. The Warriors shot 7 of 23 in that quarter.
And Mo Spates missed the shot, but his activity got the ball back. It's Spates, Barnes, Livingston with Brandon Rush, Barbosa.
I think you have to leave Barbosa on the floor. 11 points in 9 minutes coming into this quarter. They need scoring.
Livingston's got to use the timeout. 22nd timeout as they could not get the ball inbounded. But Atlanta, you hold Chicago to 36% shooting. Charlotte 33% shooting, holding the Warriors to 40% shooting. And the Hawks are on a roll defensively. They expanded to a full, but the Warrior lead at 3.
What are...
You knew it would be this kind of game without Curry and Iguodala. Well, you're missing 38 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds with those 2 injuries. Warriors in the second half have struggled offensively. Spates tried with the step around. Another air ball that Barnes is able to guide in.
That's his 5th field goal of the night. 3 of them have come in that kind of fashion.
Harrison in double figures, joining Bogut and Clay, along with Barbosa.
He hasn't even had an opportunity, Harrison, to take a 3 tonight. I thought this might be a night where he really could help them. You got to be kidding me. The Warriors did not shoot a free throw in the third quarter. That's a very, very quick whistle.
Hardaway Jr. to the line. Traded for the pick that became Jerrion Grant. He was a Knickerbocker a year ago. This is a free throw.
Part of the reason you get the whistle there is because you're going, he knows, he's already educated the officials. He likes to go to the basket, okay? And when you have that ability, they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt when you get impeded there. And that's exactly what happened. It was initial bounce. He makes 1 of 2. He's spent a lot of time this year in the D-League for Atlanta.
Harrison, big basket. You know, Barbosa has been so good tonight, Jim. And that time he created that play for Barnes.
Yeah, I just think he has to stay on the floor. Ian Clark had 16 minutes prior to this, but he just couldn't find the basket. Only had free throws.
Nice dish. To Horford with the friendly roll.
If you just continue a dry spell, your defense has to be really good.
Spates steps into a 3. Mo buckets.
Well, for Mo, he's had a few this year. That's number 9. That's as big as any of them that he's had. Probably the biggest.
Barbosa stepping into the passing lane.
Because he sees the ball. How critical.
Barnes thought about the 3.
He's got to take that 3, in my estimation. I know it's early in the shot clock,
Leandro off iron.
I think Barnes, he's trying to do the right thing and not take the quick shot.
The issue right now, as Horford posts up, is you're leading by 7 and make it 5. You're buying time for Clay, Draymond, and Bogut. Steve Kerr does not want to have to bring them back in with 9 minutes left. That's where he is right now, coaching the score with the lead at 5. If Atlanta were to take the lead, you'd have to bring the starters back. Mo hit 1 3. Another!
And Horford still didn't come out. He was there in the vicinity. Evidently, he didn't think Mo could hit 2 in a row.
There's the tallest shooting guard in the NBA. Space. Back-to-back triples. He's got 10. They love it at Oracle. Atlanta takes time. The lead grows to 8. And his teammates love the big man.
Romeo.
Warrior lead at 8, and without Stephen Curry, without Iguodala, you needed the entire roster to have a good game. But players like Mo Spates, they electrify the teammates, the crowd, and the scoring has allowed Steve Kerr to rest some of the starters.
Well, Mo's just giving them a big lift right here. 2 threes, and that ties his career high. Only one other time has he made 2 threes in a game, back-to-back, and this is the time when they need it. They're missing those 38-plus points from Stephen Curry and Andre Iguodala. The game was just hinging right there, going back and forth. There's a little run by Atlanta early in this quarter, and now it's been staved off.
So 5 players in double figures. Draymond has 9. He'll join that group. But he cannot overstate. 6 or 8 allows Clay, allows Draymond, allows Bogut to rest. And so those baskets were huge.
Mo only had 19 threes coming into this season. He's had 10 this year.
Very late whistle. And Leroy Richardson waited to see if Schroeder was going to make that shot. And when he didn't, that's why he called the foul. What you have is incidental versus illegal contact. And Leroy did a good job there. If you make the layup, it's incidental. If you force to miss because it's illegal, you got to put a guy at the line. So it's the art of officiating there. And Schroeder dropping in the free throw. We check in with Roz.
Bob, coming out of the All-Star break, Mo Spates was very excited to tell me that if he's open, he's got the green light to shoot the 3 from the coaching staff. He had asked Luke Walton if Steve Kerr likes him taking the 3, and Luke said, Mo, we want you to take it if you're open. You're knocking it down, going with confidence. So officially, Mo has the green light.
Well, here's the thing with Luke and Steve, too, Roz. A 22-footer is not a good percentage shot. 23-9, it's worth it. So that extra foot plus, yeah, launch. Bosa missing there, and Bazemore the rebound.
Well, when you get the green light, your confidence is going to go up, and so is your percentage.
Horford the show and go.
No help coming from the corners. Barnes decided he's got the momentum. I'm just going to foul him. I'll let him go. Not a bad play, actually.
Horford's got 15. Livingston collected just in time.
They could use a couple of buckets from him this quarter. Clay's getting ready to check in, as is Bogut. Schroeder rather penetrate. He can shoot the 3.
Got Barnes switched on him. Trying to use that quickness. Harrison denied him. Hardaway hitting the 3. Atlanta's been good from beyond the arc. This is a throwback to a year ago. They're 11 of 25. Warriors 10 of 27. First rule of beating the Warriors, you must own the 3-point line.
Hardaway hit a couple in Atlanta in the game against the Warriors.
Bates has Bazemore on him. Got to be careful with the quick hands. Fade, shoot, and rim it out.
Well, Mo's percentage goes way up when no one is on him. When he's challenged and a fadeaway, it's going to go down to around 20%.
Bazemore with the quickness. Took advantage of the mismatch and the lead down to 1.
They let it slip away again. It's a game of runs tonight.
It's a big trip down. You don't want to lose the lead. And
This is an offensive foul.
is going to be called for the offensive foul. He clipped Mike Scott.
Offensive foul, Sean. Harrison Vaughn, third and personal.
All right, he's going to make a move up front here, up top.
Andrew Bogan returning.
Just pushed off the arm, but I guess he hit him in the face too. I don't know. Kind of an interesting offensive move we haven't seen.
That'll be the 10th Warrior turnover. Bogan let Horford shoot the three. Hardaway gives Atlanta the lead. And here comes Draymond as well to the scorer's table.
That's what I was concerned about. Can they generate enough offense to hold them off? It was only Spates that did it. And that means you got to play better defense.
Shot clock at 5. Harrison missing the turnaround. Bogut and Millsap go over his back and knock it out of bounds. So the Hawks have been perfect. 7 of 7.
Well, they're taking Harrison out and leaving Rush in.
Klay Thompson missing that three.
Well, the Warriors still hanging in, even though a bad shooting night from Klay.
Horford missing there. Draymond, good box out.
Draymond's doing everything he can to probe the defense.
You see everybody jumping at Klay. Draymond three is off. Warriors stone cold offensively, and Horford will give Atlanta their biggest lead. We said if the Warriors lost the lead, would they have enough to retake it? His 13-2 run has been problematic.
Schroeder doing everything he can to get through screens. Klay was open initially, didn't find him.
Shot clock at 1. Klay's got to shoot it. 5:32, and the timeout comes at a good time. The Warriors are dead in the water offensively. Atlanta shooting 50%, holding the Warriors to 40% shooting, and the Hawks with the lead.
HD is brought to you.
Our Shamrock Office Solutions Play of the Week. The incredible game winner in overtime by Stephen Curry. The Shamrock Office Solutions Play of the Week from 37 feet out. And giving the Warriors the win. The Warriors 7 of 23 in the third, 5 of 14 here in the fourth. And if it comes down to the wire, the most game winners in the NBA the last 4 years, the Warriors with 13. But Iguodala and Curry have 7 of those.
32%, 12 of 37, second half. So that means your defense has got to be complete and perfect. And they let Horford go away for a breakaway a moment ago.
Travel.
Plenty of time.
What is also incredible is Atlanta, the road team, has not been called for a defensive foul the entire half.
Strange.
And that almost never happens.
Harrison back in for Rush, and that's primarily for defense, I would think.
Play the D, and you're never called for a foul. That's incredible. Shot clock at 7. Bogut is double. Shot clock at 3. And Draymond is fouled and lays it in.
And we can tie it up.
Well, there it is. The first defensive foul of the entire half on the Hawks.
Warriors very patient with this possession. Something finally materialized, and that's a strong move. I loved how he shows the elbow and the forearm out there and protects the ball, brings it back so he can finish the play.
And he finishes the three-point play. So Draymond in double digits. And we've got a 5-minute ball game.
Fortunate there for the Warriors.
Well, Clay is 5 of 20. Could he reignite here down the stretch? They need him desperately. Draymond on a great defender in Horford. Barbosa, a little push outside of the backboard.
Stop the ball.
Draymond did.
What a play. What a play.
One of the best steals you'll ever see. Barnes from deep. And Bogut called for the foul.
Well, Tim Hardaway Jr. was off to the races here, and Draymond Green.
You got to be kidding me.
He just stuck his mitt on that and never let go.
He has 5 steals tonight.
He looked like he put glue on the ball.
And they called Kawhi Leonard the Claw. What a play. Livingston with the Warriors' 4th team foul.
Again, they're protecting a driver. A lot of incidental contact. If you go under the screen, I think it's better served. That's a moving screen by Horford.
Millsap attacking into Bazemore, and he missed. Fresh 24 as he tracks down the loose ball.
Draymond couldn't grab it, just kind of tossed it over.
Schroeder, the 3. And the Warriors somehow come up with a stop. Oracle urging on the offense. Draymond inside, and he will draw a foul.
It's a tie game. You don't have to play. This Oracle crowd, I think they're more nervous than the players on the floor.
They've watched 42 straight wins in the building.
Exactly. So
they're anxious.
They're very anxious, like the Warriors are behind. The Warriors are not behind. It is a tie game.
3:14 left. Does the home winning streak live on another night? Well, the Warriors trying to find some way to scratch, claw, and remain undefeated at home. Our big plays the Togo's way. Andrew Bogut, speaking of big, 7 of 7, 14 points. And a big reason the Warriors have 46 points in the paint to Atlanta's 30. Our big plays the Togo's way.
Well, only the 8th time this year in 51 games that he has been in double figures. And they've needed every point as it's 90 all here.
So Barnes and Bogut, Draymond, Livingston, and Klay Thompson. And a foul. Bogut right away. Now, here's interesting.
The ball was not inbounded.
No, they did that intentionally. If you foul before the ball is inbounded, you have automatic free throws. So even though Atlanta was not over the limit, they wanted the hack of Bogut right now. And Andrew continues his perfect night. So there's the season high.
They can pay the price.
Well, the way the Warriors have struggled offensively, you already got the point per possession. This is bonus right now. And he made them both.
Well, I'll tell you, this is like Andre Iguodala in Oklahoma City. 2 very inefficient free throw shooters, but they make them for the team. I like that character.
Bogut's got 16 to lead the Warriors. Millsap 3, Bogut rebound.
I really like that. I like their response from the big fella. Different kind of pressure. You say, hey, our team needs this.
Draymond 3. It's flat.
He's just thinking about it. There's no question.
Schroeder, like you said, Jim, always wants to penetrate.
He's probing.
And Horford's got Livingston on a switch. He's going to need some help. Rebound. And Draymond is fouled.
That'll be number 4.
For the 4th team foul.
Atlanta does not mind slowing play down right now. Livingston got the body there. Draymond had the rebound, gets grabbed, but can they score?
Oracle exhorting the Warriors. Can they drag them over the finish line? Can you win without your 2 MVPs? And Bogut is fouled.
And he'll go to the line again. What's the probability of going 4 for 4 tonight?
Well, when you're a 44% free thrower, that'd be 0.4 times 0.4 times 0.4 times 0.4.
And the way he shot those 2 a moment ago, finding the bottom of the net.
3 for 3.
I tell you, practice yesterday, he was working on his 15 to 18 foot shot. And I mean, he must have shot 150 shots from there. He's coming back in.
Finally misses the free throw, but Barnes will track it down. Draymond kept it alive.
Won't show much in the book, but that is terrific for Draymond and the team here.
Play to the rim. Two minutes remaining. 5-point lead, and they stand to help the D.
Hogan way out on Horford.
Schroeder turning the corner. Millsap. Corver 3. Good.
They found their man. That is a big, big basket by Kyle Korver.
Minute 45, and you don't have Curry. You don't have Iguodala. Leading by 2. 42-game home winning streak on the line.
That was a possession. You'd love to get a stop when you had a 5-point lead. And Atlanta, like right now, would love to get a stop, and they do.
That pass knocked away. Schroeder attacking, flipping, tying the game.
So after the Bogut free throws, 5 straight points.
So Steve Kerr will use the timeout. The Hawks looking to steal one. The Warriors trying to hang on. Even at 95, minute 22 remaining. Our Lexus pursuit of perfection. You cannot believe the Warriors' record. 120-20 in the regular season since Steve Kerr took over. 136-25. Tonight is game 162, including the playoffs. That's a baseball season. The Major League Baseball record is 116 for a win total.
Out of 162 games.
And you played baseball for nearly 150 years. That's an awful lot of winning. Play for the 3. Rimmed it out. Well-designed play.
Tough night for Clay to go 6 of 22. Very tough night.
Now Atlanta will use a timeout. So the Hawks going to play the clock here. Minute 10 remaining. How many possessions? And who can hit the big shot?
The authentic home of the Warriors.
Even at 95 with a minute 10 remaining, the Spurs are still on the heels of the Warriors. Only 4 up in the loss column, and they play San Antonio 3 more times. So every game critical, and this one hanging in the balance. Horford, ISO on Bogut. Wanted Millsap on the post up. Clear aside for him.
Good defender on him, and they're going to call a foul. I'll tell you what, Harrison got wrapped up with the right arm of Millsap, and he couldn't untangle. Millsap initiated all the contact, and Harrison could not get his arms free.
Millsap, 77% free thrower.
There it is. You've got to call it. And Millsap, with that experience, did a heck of a job to draw the foul.
Well, Millsap, 7 of 9 from the line tonight. Cephalosha in for defense. And he's there to guard Clay. Mo Spates in for offense. Got to give Bogut the rest. So situational substitution both ways.
It just forces the Warriors in a position where they've got to score. And that's been pretty dry second half.
Play on Cephalosha, down a deuce. Millsap on the switch. Klay Thompson floating and fouled. So for a quarter and a half, there were no whistles on Atlanta. And now the Warriors are getting to the line.
He tried to quick shoot it there. Good free throw shooter at the line.
Plays first free throws of the night.
Clutch pressure situation here.
And rimmed it in. So, Bogut back in defensively. Korver back in offensively. Both coaches shuttling in the key players.
Now, Atlanta could play a 2-for-1 here. If they want to, they can play 2-for-1. They'll get the ball here at half court after the timeout.
20-second timeout. And Budenholzer discussing with Mark Davis that last play. But as Jim mentioned, it's all about the clock here. Does Atlanta want to go quickly and get the 2 possessions, or are they more deliberate? They went post up on Millsap last time.
Well, at the 47-second mark here, they can mess around for about 15 seconds to take a shot. And then they'll still have about an 8-second differential. So they can go 2-for-1 easily without even pushing the envelope.
So for the Warriors, you know it's Horford, Schroeder, and Millsap. Do they go ISO again, or is it a 2-man game up top with the penetrator Schroeder?
I know this, Andrew Bogut cannot come out to the three-point line like he did last time because it'll open up the lane for Schroeder to drive.
The game's decided by 5 or less. The Warriors are the best in the league at 10-1. Crowd has been standing for the last 5 minutes. 159 straight sellouts.
And Budenholzer continues to go with Schroeder and not Jeff Teague.
Korver to inbound. Couldn't get it to Millsap initially. And now Horford.
Schroeder's going to come get it.
Here you go. Schroeder, Horford, high screen roll. Here it comes.
Yeah, trying to get Bogut to relax.
Horford attacking. Knocked away. Loose to Bazemore. Shot clock at 5. Millsap all day for the 3. Rimmed it out.
Wide open.
Warriors can play for the win.
Yes, they can.
1 second game shot clock difference.
That was a mistake by Atlanta not to get a shot earlier. Now they just have to play D without fouling and hope.
You want to take the last shot. Don't give Atlanta any more time. Klay rises, fires, rimmed it out. Ball loose. Bogut's got it. And we're going to overtime.
2 in a row. OT. Warriors undefeated in overtime this year. Oh, man.
5 extra minutes. The Warriors shooting 39% for the game. Klay Thompson having a very rough night at 6 of 23. Bogut had a throw at the end.
Well, Klay got a good look for that little fadeaway. It went in and out.
5 minutes of overtime to see if the Warriors can remain undefeated at home. Even at 97 as we head to overtime. The Warriors have been very good in the extra period so far this year at 4-0. And Atlanta has yet to win an overtime game. Very ominously, Jim, the last loss in a regular season in this building was an overtime loss.
Yes, it was.
Chicago.
January 15th, I believe, was the date. 2015. And the man who hit to go to overtime is sitting on the Atlanta bench, Kirk Heinrich.
So Bogut, Barnes, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Livingston. Horford, Millsap, Schroeder with Bazemore and Kyle Korver. Millsap picked up the dribble.
Go under the screen on Schroeder.
Schroeder on the kick out. Shot clock at 1. Horford 3 on the way. And Livingston the rebound. And we check in with Roz.
Another defensive stop for the Warriors there. That's not the side of the ball Coach Kerr was concerned about going into overtime. He told his team, let's get some rhythm and move it. Let's get rhythm offensively, and that's what he drew the play up for.
And Clay had that 3 blocks. Bazemore blocked that shot. Klay Thompson is 6 of 24. Millsap will never be more open. And the Warriors fortunate they dodged one there. Millsap 1 of 6 on threes.
Their team, though, was at 40% at the end of 4 quarters, 12 of 30. And it's the only way you beat the Warriors. You beat more threes. Warriors 10 of 32 coming into the overtime period.
It shouldn't be this way, but whoever gains the first lead in overtime,
it's huge.
Gets a huge psychological advantage.
I agree.
And it almost always ends up winning the game. The correlation on it is ridiculous.
The Warriors only 38 points in the second half before this overtime. 49.
Clay slipped and he was fouled. Hey, think about that. 58 in the first half, 38 in the second half. 59 to be precise. Just an offensive power outage.
Well, I'll say it. You see Clay's shoes there? The white is rubber. The blue is synthetic.
Yeah, but that one, he might have just slipped right on his shoes.
Well, he's catching an edge here. I mean, he only has about a 1/16 of an inch of rubber before the synthetic. It's a design flaw. Sorry. He's got to address that.
It was a clever move to get to the line. You just slip and fall. Worked out perfectly. 2 points. The free throw's down. Atlanta has held the Warriors to 38% shooting. Hawks defense has been incredible. Warriors trying to respond in kind. Draymond knocked it away. Shot clock at 7. Now down to 4. Schroeder's headed the other way. And 1. And Bazemore beats the buzzer.
Bazemore's been pretty timely for them.
6 Hawks in double figures. Bazemore's got 13. Draymond attacking. And Horford, what a play. Bazemore on Klay Thompson. Taking himself. Klay blocked it, but Horford cleaned it up. Now we have a foul, so the dunk doesn't count.
I think Klay fouled Bazemore as he blocked that shot. You knew Bazemore was going to go right to the basket, as well he should. He got him right on the wrist.
Former Warrior, still very friendly with all the guys on the team. KB has really evolved into a player, having a career best season at 12 a game.
Well, started on a team that won 60 games last year and went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Steve Kerr's going to use a timeout in between free throws. 3:10 remaining in overtime. Can the best offensive team in a league win without the MVP? Hawks lead is 1. The Hardwood Classic night. Warriors, like tonight, wearing their city jerseys. You can have the iconic 60s logo anytime you want at Warriors.com. Largest selection of jerseys, hoodies, tees, hats, and more. Bazemore to shoot one more free throw. Atlanta, 3rd straight opponent they've held under 40%. And yet here are the Warriors, 1 down in overtime, trying to grit their way into a home victory. Bazemore with 15 now, and the Hawks up 2. Anyone in gold emerge offensively in the final 3 minutes of the extra period. Klay Thompson, a 3, right on cue.
Shooters keep shooting, as well they should. And you got to, it takes a lot of confidence to clear your mind and focus on that after a tough shooting night.
Sean Livingston, the deflection. He saw the ball.
Bad decision by Horford to try to jam that in there. It wasn't open.
Clay's got all 5 in overtime. Horford rebounding that miss. It all starts with the Schroeder. Horford high pick and roll. Schroeder short. Draymond the rebound. 1-point lead in the ball. 2 minutes remaining in overtime.
The point forward again, Draymond. He's calling the action.
All that attention on Clay.
And Clay's getting it, just goes one-on-one.
Draymond wheeling, shot clock at 1, rimmed it up. Bogut tipped it in.
Like a little hockey play. Put it up there and just run to it.
They call it the dump and chase. Dump it up on the rim. Go follow that shot. The Warriors have 101 shots to Atlanta's 78. If at first you don't succeed, try again. A season high for the big man.
The authentic home of the Warriors.
Minute 51 with history hanging in the balance. Can the Warriors move to 43 straight home wins? The lead at 3 in overtime.
Above all, protect the three-point line. Don't lose sight of Korver. They're looking for him now. They switched.
Bazemore with the Millsap screen. Shot clock at 15. This is where Schroeder turns the corner. Draymond fouled him. Was he in the act of shooting yet?
You can see the speed of Schroeder is really bothering them. And Sean's got to be a little quicker going under that screen, meet him on the other side. See, he never got there, and then Bogut thought he's supposed to take him, and he couldn't.
Steve Kerr's asking the same thing. Was he shooting? The free throw rimming out. The German point guard who has evolved into such a steady player behind Teague. His first free throw miss of the night.
And they're still playing him ahead of Teague now. In this overtime, fourth quarter and overtime.
They missed them both. And the rebound, Draymond.
What a break.
Minute and a half left. Up 3. Huge trip down.
79% shooter, misses both. Cephalosha, good defender. They got to switch.
Harrison Barnes for 3.
Harrison has not made a shot outside of 2 feet tonight. Everything has been putbacks.
Up to the defense again. Draymond's got Schroeder on a switch. Millsap had Livingston. Well designed, well recognized.
You got to score here. They're going to get the ball back. Atlanta will. And they can go for the win.
And Livingston come handle it.
Warriors they're going to get another possession after this as well.
They run that high flow action. Shot clock at 5. Clay into Bogut at 1. It's going to be a 24-second violation. No! Draymond hit it! They're going to go to replay, but Draymond Green saved the day!
The most unlikely 3 that he would ever make. He's saving the ball and throwing it up to the basket. Wasn't conventional, but it'll count.
The call on the floor is that the 3 is good. Mark Davis talking to Secaucus to see if there was a 24-second violation before he got rid of it. Ring Central call under review. Ring Central business communication made simple. There's nothing simple about this. Bogut saved it. And Draymond, great awareness. He got it off in time, and that's good.
Green Central's never wrong. Business communication made simple.
It's off in time, and it's a three. What a play.
One reason, he didn't have to think about it, did he? You know? And lately, he's been thinking about his threes. Had missed 12 straight coming in tonight, made one earlier, first one he took. But he's better off, and most of the shooters in the NBA are better off when they don't think about the shot and just respond.
Draymond Green in triple-double territory again.
Well, here's the deal. Atlanta, they've got a chance here because they've got to get a shot within 8 or 10 seconds.
Now the question, Jim, are they going to go for a three or the quick two here?
They should go for a quick two. They should drive to the basket. Warriors over the limit. They're at 4 fouls now. Go right to the basket and try to get the last shot of the game after a stop. That's Atlanta's MO. They should go quickly right here.
Schroeder with Draymond switching out the clear side. Schroeder going quickly. Bogut blocked it, but a foul.
Well, Schroeder missed his last two. I wouldn't expect him to do it here.
Now Draymond commits his 5th foul. And Schroeder back to the line.
Well, they got this off and the foul with 33.4 seconds, which gives them enough time.
And Draymond, that's a rare one. When you feed the shot blocker, you got to trust your big man to save the day there.
I agree.
And Bogut did that, but Draymond pursued and committed the foul. He and Bogut worked so well together at the 4-5 defensively. Now Spade's in for offense. Bogut 19 points with the 7 boards.
Big game for him tonight.
Both free throws down. And as Jim mentioned, they can't freeze it out. About a 9-second game shot clock difference.
Atlanta wants to play good defense without fouling. They have a foul to give, but they don't want to stop the clock.
Clay with 7. Working on Millsap with 5. Klay Thompson looking for rhythm. Pump faking, fading, fire.
Here's your game, baby.
The lead at 4. Klay had been 7 of 26 until hitting the possible dagger.
But shooters like Klay never lose their confidence. They know things are going to even out. I love the stop on a dime there and the pump fake. Lost his defender. This is a nice jump stop. Millsap takes the bait. His momentum carries him away from Klay Thompson.
Talk about the growth of a player early in his career. Klay's ball handling would not have allowed him to make a play like this.
And he's been doing that this year. He's learned to come to the jump stop, the pump fake, and makes it look easy in a most critical moment.
All right, so 2-possession game, Jim. What are you thinking in the final 11 seconds? This is where Atlanta's got to take a 3 and foul right away.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do here. A lot of teams say we're going to stretch it and play the foul game. They go right to the hoop because they know the Warriors don't want to foul them.
But Atlanta's out of timeouts, too, so that may influence it.
Well, they need 2 scores, so Schroeder ought to take it here.
There's the 3. Rimming out. Draymond rebound. The Warriors, without Curry, without Iguodala, are going to win their 43rd straight home game and move to 54 and 5.
There was the foul that Atlanta had to give, so the Warriors will have to inbound it in the backcourt.
Steve Kerr getting Spades in as a better free throw shooter. Greg Pop and Gary St. Jean going to talk about this in Honda Postgame Live.
Well, we know Oklahoma City game was emotional, but this is emotional just as well in a different vein tonight.
Well, Steve Kerr's going to use the timeout. You don't want a turnover, and you may want to advance it into the front court.
Some way. Durant in Oklahoma City.
Shooting 39%, and the Warriors up 4. So the timeout moves the ball into the front court. Up 4 with 5.3 left. They get it to the best free throw shooter. Clay, you can throw it up in the air if you want. And the Warriors hold off Atlanta. They had to take 104 shots to Atlanta's 80. They shoot it at 39%. And Thursday, they go for history. One win away from tying the Chicago Bulls for the most home wins consecutively in NBA history. Some way, somehow, the world champs, without the MVP of the league, without the finals MVP, get it done. 19 from Bogut, a season high. The big shot by Draymond Green and Clay. The Warriors win it in the extra period. Back-to-back overtime wins. And this team is 54-5. Warrior postgame live on the way, presented by Honda. There's lots to talk about, and the NBA's best show continues.
On this Super Tuesday, that was a super win. And the streak now hits 43 in a row at home. Draymond Green, 15 points, 13 rebounds, and a little 8 assists that he played a little point Draymond tonight. Let's head back to our point guard. Roz, all yours.
Draymond, you struggled with your three-point shot, but then you hit a huge one in overtime to beat the buzzer. How validating is it to hit the one that mattered?
I mean, you always want to hit that one, you know, regardless of the struggles in the game. And let's not act like, you know, I teed that one off. That was a desperation one. But, you know, everyone counts, and to hit that one in that moment means a lot. Without
Steph Curry and Andre Iguodala, how did the types of shots that the team was able to get change?
Obviously, with, you know, without Steph, everybody's shot's going to be a little different because he commands so much attention. And then Dre does a lot of ball handling and playmaking for us as well. So, you know, Coach told me before the game that I would have to play a lot of point forward. You know, we had Sean run the offense, but get Sean off the ball a little bit, get him in the post. So I knew coming out that I would have to handle the ball a little bit more, but God stepped up for the challenge, and we were able to get the win. Everybody contributed.
You were point forward out there. In fact, Coach Collins told me you were even calling your own plays out there. How did you decide how the offense should flow?
You kind of just go with the flow of the game. You know, when it's going rough, you know, we try to get something going inside or get Clay a shot. But, you know, just knowing how they guard and stuff. And once you figure that out, just try to call the plays, which you know what they're trying to do.
You faced a bit of scrutiny coming into this game. What was most important to you for what you needed to do to respond with your actions tonight?
Just come out and play hard for my team. You know, that's what I'm going to do each and every day. Every time I step on the floor, I'm going to give 110% for my teammates. So I wasn't worried about what people were saying about me or this, that, and the other. I know what I try to bring to this team, and that's what I try to do each and every night.
I saw Coach Kerr wait specifically for you on the way out before he went to the locker room. What did he say?
He just said, hell of a game. You know, no matter what, who we got out there, we're going to get it done. And, you know, he just said, you're a bad beat.
He said that?
He did.
You are, Draymond. You are.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Congrats.
Thanks a lot.
Bob?
Well, I tell you, Roz, you think of the Warriors 11-1 in games decided by 5 or less. 5-0 in overtime games. And, yeah, Clay, Atlanta cooled him off for most of the game. And Clay hit the big shot and was able to restart just in time. But, you know, Rudy Tomjanovich said it. You never underestimate the heart of a champion. This game won't be about stats. It'll be about the Warriors refusing to lose this game.
Yeah, and the one stat you might think about with Klay Thompson, with Steph Curry out, 8 of 27. But I'll tell you what, they managed to get 12 points in the overtime period when they only had 38 in the third and fourth quarters. And Thompson, 7 points in the overtime. Hit a big shot there that really secured the win. But Draymond Green, I don't think they'd have won it had he not made that three.
Well, the Warriors have had some really scintillating and exciting wins, but the game at Houston on December 31st, and the game tonight, you win without Steph Curry.
Yep.
And the way they did and the team effort, it just emboldens this team. It allows Steph for those extra days to heal. Same thing with Iguodala. It's a huge win.
Well, and this is a huge emotional victory because they didn't shoot the ball well tonight. It was anybody's game most of that fourth quarter. quarter. So they came through with a win. I know it was emotional for them, but Steph Curry had been carrying them all through that road trip, and he finished the deal in Oklahoma City. This was a real team win for them. And Bogut, by the way, they don't win without his production night. He was absolutely terrific.
Yeah, think about the Atlanta Hawks. It was Bogut defensively in the fourth quarter in Atlanta, and Bogut with a season high offensively. I'd say Budenholzer and the Hawks are done watching Andrew Bogut.
Exactly right. Well, I'll tell you what, Atlanta's got to pick things together here because right now they don't have home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs.
So, Greg, Thursday trying to equal history against OKC. The hack of Bogut didn't work either. It was that kind of night for the big man and for the Warriors. What a win. This building levitated with about 5 minutes left, and I think the Oracle crowd provided just enough inspiration for the Warriors to take it home.
And they will try to tie that record on Thursday against Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. They have hit 43 the last 18 of last year, the first 25 of this year at home, and 3 of them had to go to overtime. The game against Brooklyn early in the year, the second matchup with the Denver Nuggets on January the 2nd, and tonight they needed 5 extra, playing without the league MVP and the finals MVP. They still found a way to win in overtime. Welcome to Honda Warriors Postgame Live. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean. You used the word gritty. They got down tonight and battled to get this victory, Saint.
You know, the first half, you only had 3 turnovers. You wind up with 13 for the game. You're struggling from the perimeter. Seldom do you have a night where the opponent matches you for 3 points made, shots. But I just thought they set a tone early in the game. It slipped during the third. But I thought late in the fourth and the overtime, the defense was really there every single play. And I thought it was keyed by Bogues. He was a key in their win on this road trip back there in Atlanta, and the way he played here tonight, I thought he looked like he was about 21 years old. He had quick feet. He was really instinctive. He, beyond shot blocking and tip-ins and makes, he just had a feel for what was happening out there, and he was really directing the whole defense.
He had a season-high 19 points, 7 rebounds, played 31 minutes. It comes right down to crunch time. Paul Millsap did not shoot the ball well. He had a wide-open right-wing 3, which could have won it. He lost it. So you get the rebound. You don't call a timeout. I don't mind that with Steph on the floor. Without Steph, maybe a better action here, Saint, as they do give it to Clay on an isolation against Kent Bazemore.
Yeah, this was interesting. Of course, that you can debate this for a long, long time. I think he had the option to use the pick and roll, and he didn't use it very much. He actually had a pretty darn good look, a very makeable shot. And all night long, Atlanta was switching, and they were getting the mismatch with big guarding small on the perimeter. Watch this. That's a pretty darn good shot. And I think Clay would make that the majority of the time. You know, he made some big shots. He had to take 26 field goal attempts.
Yeah, so we're going to overtime. He made his first 2 shots of the game, Saint. He was 6 for 24. And I think the critical play was this baseline, this wing shot right here at 3 to give the Warriors the lead at 102 to 101. And then you mentioned Andrew Bogut. The tip in here was just a huge play to make it 104-101 with 151 to play in the game.
Did you see the way he used his right hip to seal that guy? It's just amazing. He does his work early, gets the guy out of there, and tips it in.
And then on the other end, it'll wind up in the hands of Paul Millsap on the lob inside, and the lead is down to 104 to 103. What were we saying about Draymond Green, St. Lee? He can shoot the ball whenever he wants.
Holy moly.
How did he get that off?
You got it.
Woo! Keep shooting it. And what a save by. They've been lobbing into Bogut. A tough save over the end line. He barely beats the clock, and he drains it for 3. And then, but Klay Thompson, after struggling with his shot most of the night, you clear the side here, and he just takes Millsap one-on-one, and this time, St. Lee, he will beat him on the baseline to give you a 4-point lead and essentially end the game.
Well, he's got the big kind of backing up, and then he uses the up fake to create some more space, and he knocks it down. That's a scorer that did not lose confidence in himself. When they needed a big one tonight, we knew they were going to go to Klay.
Wow. Minus Steph Curry, minus Andre Iguodala. Offensively in the first half, it flowed. In the second half, it did not. But again, this team loathes losing. They just don't accept losing no matter who's out, who's playing. They just find a way somehow to get it done.
Well, I thought Leandro and Mo Buckets really did a really good job providing some points, some energy, getting out in the open floor. And they needed everybody's last ounce of energy. Second overtime game in a row. You got this big one coming up Thursday against OKC. Atlanta's a good team, and I thought it was interesting. They just lost their rhythm. They had good looks and shots to be made. But, again, the Warriors got it done on the defensive end and somehow got a couple of buckets up there and come out with a great win, and we're only one short now of tying the record.
For consecutive home victories, they'll try to do that against OKC on Thursday. But the overall record is 54-5 and 25-0 here at home. So if they get 19 more, they have 4 losses to play with. They'll get the record. We'll hear from Steve Kerr and a lot more on Hondo Warriors Postgame Live. What a win.
Warriors Postgame Live is...
All right, guys, we'll see you promptly at 10:45, our BMW turning point. As far as I'm concerned, Draymond can shoot the ball as much as he wants lately. What a save by Bogut. Picks it up, beats the clock, and drains a 3 to give the Warriors a 4-point lead. What an incredible shot. Bogut almost lost it over the end line. Little low, scoop, and the pop. And it drops. He was one of 6 Warriors in double figures tonight. Draymond had 15 points, 13 rebounds, just missed a triple-double with 9 assists now, also turned it over 5 times. Barnes had 12. How about Bogut? Most points he has scored as a Warrior. He had 19 points tonight on 8 of 9. Only shot he missed, Draymond's going to celebrate here while I'm giving the box score. Only shot he missed was that shot at the end of regulation. Clay with 26 off the bench. Spates had 10, including 2 threes and 11 from Leandro Barbosa. Steve Kerr, his one-loss record of the regular season, St. is 121-20. I want you to think about that. So he's won a lot of games, but tonight was a very super win on Super Tuesday. Let's get reaction right now from the head coach, Steve Kerr, after an overtime win, minus the MVP.
Terrific victory. Just how hard our guys played was so evident throughout the game. You know, we were competing the entire 53 minutes, and you know, we were smart. We only had 13 turnovers in an overtime game, and we withstood their runs. You know, they had the run in the fourth quarter when they took the lead, and then they had another lead in overtime, and our guys just stayed with it. And I could go down the list, but you know, every single guy who got out there contributed, and it's a great team win.
Steve, with Steph out, you knew you had to get offense from somewhere. You got something from Bogut.
Yeah.
Was that by design, by accident, or a little bit of both?
No, I mean, all we told the guys was, you know, there's like 25 or 30 shots that are available. You know, Steph's not playing, so let's try to spread them out. You know, it was great because I said it at shoot around, and LB stared at Clay like doesn't mean you're going to get all of them, right? And so we just told the guys, you know, a night like this, it should be fun, right? Everybody should be aggressive and nothing to lose, and pick up the slack, and so we told everyone before the game we want the ball to move, but if you got an opening, attack and be aggressive. And I thought everybody was aggressive, and that was key. Aggression without turnovers, and that was important. And you know, a lot of great contributions. Mo's 2 threes were huge, and you know, Draymond, what can you say? You know, another near triple-double, and you know, he's point guard. He was our point forward tonight. A brilliant performance from Draymond.
So you said that at shoot-around. So is this another instance, because Steph was listed as questionable, is this another instance of lying, Steve? Is this
I think my words were, if Steph misses the game tonight, guys, then, you know, this is how I want to play. So, no, I was not lying.
I did have a real question. Draymond was sort of operating out of the post when you were without Steph against the Rockets. Not so much in this game. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, really, because we were without Andre, we decided we needed Draymond to handle the ball quite a bit. So the Houston game, Andre was basically our backup point guard behind Sean and did most of the handling with that unit, and we put Draymond on the block. But this game, you know, Bogut was obviously playing well, played big minutes, and so we had him inside, and Draymond was more of that point forward role.
Draymond obviously made a lot of plays, but what did you think of that shot clock being 3 in overtime?
Well, it was the main thing is it's clock awareness. He's such a smart player, and he always knows what's going on. And I think it was Bogues who made a great save on the play, and